So now we'll go for the different types of mineral ores and their chemical composition and their metallurgical name. So if we go for the types of ores, if you take, that is pyrite ores, oxide ores, carbonate ores, and sometimes you can also take sulfate ores. So all pyrite ores, if you take plenty of examples, you can take pyrite ores FeS2, this is iron pyrites, FeS2 iron pyrites, then ZnS zinc blend, HGS cinnabar, PVS galena. So you're finding that in all cases you're finding that these pyrite ores are made up of sulfur. When you say pyrites, all pyrites, they are made up of sulfur content in them. If you go for oxide mineral ores, plenty are there: Al2O3, 2H2O, bauxite, hydrated oxides, these are called bauxite. Then you can take Al2O3, alumina, ZNO, zincite, Cu2O, cuprite mineral ore. Then another important oxide mineral ore is Fe2O3, hematite, then Fe3O4, magnetite, and so on. Carbonate mineral ore, CaCO3, limestone, then ZnCO3, calamine, FeCO3, siderite, then we can take calcium carbonate, zinc carbonate, calcium carbonate, ferric carbonate we can take. Then we can also take plenty of other examples, silver carbonate, many other examples you can take for carbonate ores. Similarly, if you go for sulfate ores, you can take plenty of examples like CaSO4, 2H2O, that is gypsum, CaSO4, 2H2O, gypsum, MgSO4, Epsom salt, in carbonate you can take CaCO3, MgCO3. This is dolomite, MgCO3, magnesite, like this you can take plenty of examples for the various kinds of mineral ores. So here briefly we have studied something about the pyrite mineral ores, oxide mineral ores, carbonate mineral ores, sulfate mineral ores. Sometimes even you can take halides also, halide mineral ores, if you take, that is KCl, MgCl2, 6H2O, carnallite, Na3, AlF6, cryolite, and so on. These are some of the different kinds of mineral ores where we are trying to study in the case of metallurgy, that is pyrite mineral ores, oxide mineral ores, carbonate mineral ores, sulfate mineral ores. What is interesting here is, in these 4 types of mineral ores which we have studied for the extraction of metal, there are few important generalizations generalizations, if you take generalizations, that is one thing what you have to understand is all pyrites ores are roasted. Roasted means it involves roasting. Roasting is an important process. Roasting is an important process during the extraction of metals from the mineral ores, that you will come to know as the discussion goes on. Roasting is simply the process which involves the heating of the given mineral ore, the heating of the given pyrite mineral ore below the melting point in the presence of oxygen is simply called as roasting. In the presence of oxygen, if the mineral ore is heated to a high temperature, is simply called as roasting. Roasting involves oxidation because we are passing oxygen. That is what we have to understand. So roasting is usually done for pyrite ores. Similarly, you go for all carbonate ores are calcinated. All carbonate mineral ores are calcinated, and the process involves calcination. What is calcination? Calcination is a process which involves heating the given mineral ore. All carbonate mineral ores, when they are subjected to calcination, heating the given mineral ore below its melting point in the absence of oxygen to a high temperature is simply called as calcination. So all carbonate ores are calcinated and all pyrite ores are roasted. And there is one more process in the metallurgy. That process we call it as smelting. Smelting process involves both roasting, it also involves calcination, and smelting process cannot be done on its own. It requires a blast furnace depending upon the kind of extraction. Smelting involves